welcome back to the channel. Before this video starts, remind you, check out vbeltandson.com. And also in this video, I believe I discovered why my trailer has been riding really rough. And everybody that guessed was wrong. So stay tuned for that. Check out the website, really appreciate it. Until then, enjoy the video. Later on. You guys ready to do a lot of towing today? We're going up some pretty dang decent grade. Got 3 hauls, 3 different machines. Gonna start off with the light rig and haul the TL12 with the mulcher head and 4 buckets. So we gotta pull down here, load them on with the excavator. I think I'll come back next and grab the excavator. And then I got the Prime Tech. Save the best for last, the Heavy Bird, the 23,000 pound machine. Comment below if you know how to turn this little seatbelt warning beeper off. I'll put my seatbelt on the highway or regular road, but I'm on a gravel road. I'm going 5. Comment below. Load her up, Hoss. Load her up. That's good. We'll put this thing on the back because I don't think there's enough room. I got enough tie downs. Than that. Yeah, we'll try that. Everybody was saying that this thing was too far extended with the Gen Y on it. I can't go any higher up, but that does make sense for the other hitch that comes with it. So let's look at, see if we get any kind of a bounce out of this load. 3 excavator buckets up there, 12 mulcher head on it, and then the bucket for the 12 on the back. Hit the road. Loaded up, headed up the hill. To clarify the premise of this video, it's not just towing. I've having a couple issues with this trailer, and I think basically we got 2 issues that could be a factor with this rig that I'm towing. It's a 30-foot hydraulic dovetail gooseneck. Now, one complaint that I have about it, and pretty much the only complaint, is that the trailer every once in a while starts to do a really aggressive bucking. And the only way to get it to stop is to slow way down and possibly pull off the road. I tried to tow with it the other day with a different load and didn't have it happen. So people were thinking it was my other truck, my 5500. I'm in my 3500 right now. I have pretty much the whole trailer eaten up with buckets and a machine. The machine is slightly tongue forward on the trailer, but pretty much right above the trailer's axles. Couple things that I think could be the issues with it, like it's doing it right now. People are thinking, oh no, it's something wrong with the other truck. The gooseneck tongue could be too tall, and when it's all the way stretched out like on my 5500, it's too much leverage and it really starts to jar the truck around. The second could be that the dovetail is bouncing. Dovetail does mechanically lock, and hydraulics pull the mechanical lock down. So theoretically and just visually watching a dovetail on this brand trailer, I don't see any issues with that thing bouncing, but never know. I have the ass of the machine on the dovetail a little bit, holding it down, plus I have a 1,000-pound bucket on the tail. I don't know why this thing doesn't like to go to first gear. Just doesn't like first gear for some reason. Anyway, we'll see if we can get this thing to buck with at least one of these 3 loads today, and we'll see if any of you have a better idea what it is. But if not, I think the trailer might just be a little too short for the tail. That's another idea. So I guess there's 3 possible ideas that could be wrong with it. Don't know. We'll see though. See if I can catch it on film anyway. It's gonna be real good when I start doing it through this thing. See if I can film it. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Well, it still definitely does it. Not sure why. Road work guy standing right on the side of the road. I don't know what he's doing, so I checked up and slowed way down, lost my momentum for this hill. There's no traffic, but whatever. As you can see, I'm using up the whole space of the trailer. I got the tongue pretty weighted down with buckets, and the machine is about centered on the front axle. The only thing that really changes, the best ride I can get out of it, is with the excavator and the boom all the way on the back holding the tail down. So maybe the tail bouncing is the issue, but it doesn't seem like it would bounce with that much weight on there. All I can think of is, since this right here is being weighted down with a little bit of track, and I got all this leverage lifting it up, so I'll do the Prime Tech last, and I'll put it all the way forward and make sure I chain to the trailer itself, none on the tail. So let's get this unloaded. Kubota tractor paying for itself today. It's taking so long to unload with a 12. I couldn't have actually done it because the bucket was on the back. Look at this. Getting quite the collection. Just like that. It'll grab 2 more. Go, burning daylight. Burning cloud light. Come on, Boone, get the truck. Oh, he's all loaded up. I got this tie down right here. Barely any leverage on the tail, plus that boom. I think that weighs a decent bit. This has definitely been the smoothest riding machine. I've got this one figured out, but it wouldn't make sense if you had multiple different customers every day and you're always switching what you're hauling. How could you always get this perfect spot when it's like so, I don't know, picky would be a good word. Well, let's get up the road. I think I'm gonna stop and get lunch on this one though. It's about an hour and a half round trip, just driving. So we're eating up the day. Yeah, we're 4+ hours in deep on the hauling today. We still got 1 more to go. We better get lunch this round. It's getting hot out there. We're having ourselves a California winter, which is pretty much summer. Stretches are all the way up to 3 grand before she'll shift. I'm like 3/4. Nah, I don't even think I'm that far. 5/8 throttle. This bridge right here is the tester. This is the one I went over before and it got that bad huck and buck before. It's still actually doing a little bit right now. So the 5500 actually does a better job of controlling the huck and buck that this trailer delivers. Gosh dang it. Alright, we'll see what it does to the camera going across this bridge. Oh yeah. Oh, I gotta film it for you guys. Look at it back there. Up, down, up, down. We don't want to buy a trailer. See how she does up this hill. So I'm going to run her hard up to the bottom of this hill and see what we can get it to do. Fourth gear is definitely its favorite gear. I just manually put it in there just so it stays there. It kind of gets cocky and thinks it can go to fifth. Like right now, it's still pulling the 080 up this hill just as well as it pulled the lighter load. Like once you cross like over 30,000 pound load, these trucks do just fine. 20,000 pound is a piece of cake. Yeah, it's like my other truck. I can't really get more than 60 out of it before the bottom of the hill. It's actually a little bit uphill as I'm driving right now. So it's at 62, so I got 2 more mph out of it. I ran it real hard. Yeah, get it, get it. Let's see, oh, we're up to 64. See if I catch that truck up there. Oh yeah, we're gonna catch one of them. Dropped her into fourth immediately. There's no way it's gonna pull this at 50. No way. 2,500 RPM. Oh, I don't need it. No, I'm gonna have to go to freaking third. Engine temp's only 215, so we're doing good on that. I might actually have to tow in behind these guys and we won't get a good reading because I don't have enough time to pass them. Yep. Crap. Good thing I wasted like 5 gallons of diesel trying to push it real hard up that hill. My turn is literally at like the 3rd semi in front of me. This would have been a good time to pull over and actually check the grade of this slope right here. It's like, if you actually had to downshift to make one of these hills, it's pulling it at 1,500 RPM in 3rd gear. And I got 30,000 pounds behind the truck right now and it's having no trouble pulling us up the hill. And if you had to drop that many, well, I only dropped 1 more gear, doing 29. It's awesome what these new trucks can do. Just wish the fuel mileage would get way better. Oh man. Yeah, see, here's my turn off. Need to drive one of those new Fords and see what that 475 horsepower is all about. Why do you have my lights on? Get her done. Second machine, back to the house. Grab the forklift, unload this thing. Ah. Did good. It still had the huck and buck. Not near as bad as the other machine, but we'll get a bite to eat, unload this, and we'll put the real tester on our old Prime Tech, which weighs 3,000 pounds more than that rig. Big girl. All right, last load of the day. Like I said, I was going to move this one forward and just chain only to the trailer, nothing to the tail. So hooked right there, nothing out here. So that tail, look, I'll show you what it does. Then when you go all the way up, passes over level plane, and then it hydraulically pushes the lock into place. The thing really doesn't move. It doesn't bounce like a PJ or any of that garbage. It's pretty firm. But I'm thinking since I might have been lifting too much with the machine and not enough weight on it, that might have been the problem. So we got plenty of tongue weight now. The Gen Y says we're at like the same every time. So I don't know if that scale doesn't really seem to do much, but according to that is like 5,000 pounds of tongue weight. Who knows? How'd you guys like that? I don't think Gen Y does much more moving than that. That's with the heaviest machine that I consistently haul, and it was down that dirt road. Close up this gate. People like to ask, these are speed binders. And that's Ryan Dungy's race number. And these are Browning steering wheel covers from Cabela's or Bass Pro or Amazon. Well, I don't want to jinx anything. I get superstitious pretty easily. But I think it's riding way better. Just can't chain to that tail. Time will tell. That bridge will be the real defining factor. Either you got to have a bunch of weight on the tail to chain to it, or none at all, don't even chain to it. Because the Huck and Buck is pretty similar with this rig versus the 5500. This one kind of gets thrown around a little bit more because the truck weighs less, but it's still there up until I didn't chain to the tail. Getting somewhere, guys. Getting somewhere, guys. Getting somewhere, boys. Getting somewhere. Somebody's saying, well, every trailer is going to ride kind of rough. It's kind of got it going on a little bit. This is such a jarring motion that it had done before. It's kind of starting to do it. Oh, bridge is a testament. It's not as bad as it was. We're getting somewhere. Before, it was literally bad enough. I don't know what the hell could be moving. It just looks like the whole trailer's kind of teetering. I know they're going to ride rough, but why did this trailer start riding rough versus my old one, which rode pretty fine? You know, that's the question. That's what I'm trying to find. Not trying to complain, not saying somebody did something wrong. I'm just trying to find out what's making it do it. That's what I want to know. Then I can avoid doing that. Okay, Prime Tech definitely weighs more. This truck is feeling it. We're going to stretch fourth gear as far as we can before we're hitting fifth. There's 2,700 RPM at 60 mile an hour. Come on, grab fifth, buddy. It's weird going downhill and not having any power to go faster. We're right at the rating of this truck, just probably a touch high. Right at 30,000 pounds. We're hitting it at 62 again. Come on. This is going to be a third gear mandatory with this load, I guarantee it. Last little stretch of downhill before we hit it. Yeah, we can't pull any harder than 62. Shit. 219 engine temp already. We haven't even hit the hill. I'm giving her all she's got, Captain. Fourth gear is about run out. We're down to 50, which is still pretty good. This is not a small hill. Oh crap. Third gear, here we come. Which isn't bad. That's what the 08 pulls it at. It'll work. It'll work. I always want to pull over right here, but I don't want to lose the momentum. That way I get a thumbnail or something from right there. But not today. 40 mile an hour, guys. The 08 will beat it up this hill. Engine temp will be cooler than what this is. This one, we're down to 37 now. So 08 has more power than this truck. Cars are starting to pass. 222. Not bad. Well, now I know how well it's done. Now watch. I'll actually slow down for 40 mile an hour. No problem. These sons of beaches. Get out of here, dear. No, get. Sick boon on you. See this? Annoying. Stay in first gear. I was parked out in the driveway talking to Jim from Global. He's trying to do some research for my next purchase. Downsize a little bit for other jobs and something I could pick up stuff like trucks with. Well, while I was sitting there, there's an outfit in town that's got a very similar setup to what Dad and I have, but they have a lot of employees. And he saw the Prime Tech sitting there. He's driving by in their work truck, and the old boy almost drove off the road trying to look at the Prime Tech. Normally, I only drive off the road if there's a chick running, but apparently he likes a Prime Titty. He waved too, so if you watch the channel, let me know if that was you, because that was funny. Back this thing up. I got shit. Get out, Mitchell. I think it's gonna hit that. Where's the rig? Pop out so you guys can see what the heck I'm doing. Mission complete. I am no truck driver, but got all 3 tractors safe and sound back to the house. It's a good little pull coming up that hill. Hope you enjoyed that. I like filming these trailer videos, towing and stuff. That's, for some reason, this interests me. Hopefully it does you guys too. But the old 3500 stock, it's crazy what stock can do compared to all the effort and trial and error I did on my 5500. This stock truck almost keeps up with it. But let's go ahead and talk about this trailer, the topic of the video. I think we actually did make a breakthrough in discovering what actually might be wrong or what's going on with the hoppity hop that it's got going on. Now, I'm not trying to blame the manufacturer. I'm not pointing fingers. I just want to know what's going on, because if it's something I can fix, let's fix it. But if it's something that might have been designed wrong or something broke, then we got to go into a different play. But nothing's broke, everything's fine, and this is what we've discovered today. I put the machine in pretty much the same position I would on my old trailer. My old trailer was 20 plus 5, which means 20-foot deck plus 5 foot of dovetail. This one is 18 foot of deck and then 12 foot tail, so it's 30 foot, but axle spacing is not much different. The gooseneck ball, people were saying, well, that could be too far back, too far forward. It's in the factory ram position, so I'm pretty sure the engineers did a good job on positioning the trailer ball inside the bed. Another thing somebody was saying is the gooseneck is quite a bit taller on these Diamond C trailers, and that could be amplifying the leverage and throwing the truck around. The shocker can't, not the shocker, the Gen Y torsion hitch, it can't go any higher, so that's ruled out. So each one of the loads I did today, I had weight on the tail, and except for the 080 that applies a lot of weight to the tail, and then I can chain to it because it's completely weighing it down. Like the 12, I get real bad shake out of that, but what I normally do for the placement, what I normally do, not right now, is I would put the machine back here. That would put a little bit of weight on the tail so it wouldn't hop, and then I'll just go ahead and chain to the tail. That would put the machine a little bit farther back on the trailer, the less tongue weight. I thought that made sense, and that was working good. And I had tried more tongue weight, less tongue weight, but I had always chained to the tail, and I think that's what has been killing me, because scientifically, I guess if you're going over a bump, the machine will mathematically get a little lighter because it's going up in the air. So the surface weight on the trailer is less, and then the tail possibly will go up with it, causing, I would say, a ripple effect and shockwaving the whole trailer and beating the crap out of that poor guy in the left front seat in the truck, holding on to that old steering wheel. Check this out. That's a little old lady that drives that horse trailer in that 12 valve. She drives that thing all over the place. Go get her. But anyway, so that's what I'm hoping is the problem, because today I didn't have hardly any huck and buck that I had before. Like, it just felt like a little bump saying, hey, there's a trailer back here. Because before, if I drove for like more than 15 minutes towing with either this truck or my 5500, it was uncomfortable. I would say I was sore, and I think that had a big factor right there, because this machine is the heaviest one I haul around, and it rode great. So if you're new to the channel, hope you subscribed. And if you're also new to the series, comment below if you've had a rough riding trailer and you discovered what was the problem and how you fixed it. If not, if somebody does have a rough riding trailer, comment some specs and ideas that you think might be wrong with it, or maybe somebody else can help you with that, because at the end of the day, if you're driving this truck all day, you don't want to get out and go, oh, that sucked. You know, you want to be comfortable as you can. Obviously, it's not like driving a Prius around, but I don't know what that's like. So if one of you guys do, okay. But all right, it's the next morning. I unloaded the Prime Tech just now. We serviced the 12 last night. I'm gonna haul it to a job for Dad. Look how much fog is everywhere. From inside the house, I looked out here and I was like, oh, it's gonna be a cold one today. Reminded me of Texas. Short sleeves now. It's just humid and hot, which is weird for here. Still towing with the 3500. I got the 12 all the way forward, all strapped to the trailer. Nothing on the tongue. I mean trailer. Tail. Nothing on the tail. I can't get that right. It's early. So we'll see if that idea fixes the problem. It's kind of funny. Looking through the camera, I can actually see farther in the fog than I can in real life. Technology. Just need a camera out on the front of the truck for fog weather. It's weird how much farther I can see through this fog. But in other news, besides my visibility being a pretty big factor right now, the trailer seems to be riding great. Do not chain to the tail of the trailer, even if you have weight on the tail. That is definitely a big help. This thing's riding about 120 times better by pushing the machine farther forward, getting all the weight off the tail, and chaining directly to the actual deck of the trailer. Whenever I had chained to the tail, I would have weight on the tail as well, but I guess it wasn't enough. And when I did the video towing with this 3500 the other day, I had the excavator on the tail as well as the boom on the tail, so that was quite a bit of weight, and that tail wasn't moving with that fact, and it had a lot of leverage with the boom sticking out on the tail. But the ride home, I moved the machine all the way further forward. I guess it didn't have anything to do with tongue weight at all. Oh, we need to slow her down. It's getting thick. I want to rear end somebody. It didn't have anything to do with tongue weight at all. It just had to do with getting off that ramp. That was the whole thing, the tail of the trailer. So when I tried to showcase it, it's bobbling a little bit right now, but nowhere near as bad as it was. So we're in good shape. It's a big weight lifted off my shoulders, trying to figure out what the problem here was, and just a tail. So that's a bullet dodged right there. That's just something that I could prevent on my own time. I don't have to call anybody else, or we don't have to get out a grinder and a welder or none of that stuff. So I've towed with the 35-foot hydraulic dovetail, very similar to this trailer, except for it's 5 feet longer than mine. Mine's only at 30, and just the tongue weight alone of that thing made it ride quite a bit better. But I'll have to pass this note on to Arthur, so he knows that. And man, she feels so much better. It's unbelievable, really. Well, let's unload this machine up here at this job, and then go back to the house and service all the equipment. Well, finally conclude this video. I know it's been a long one. I appreciate you guys sticking through it if you made it this far. Yeah, appreciate it. I had reached out to Diamond C quite a ways back, seeing if they had any ideas. They didn't know. They hadn't heard anybody complaining about it. But since I made that video, a couple people messaged me and said they had the same issue going on, but nobody came up with the answer that I came up with today, which seems like a really, I mean, it makes sense, but at the same time, damn, what the hell? But we figured it out of thousands of people that watched the video. Not one person guessed the right answer. I mean, or figured it out, but oh well. Trial and error, new trailer, new day, new challenges, but we got a hold of it, I hope. It felt like it. We're 2 for 2 on ride improvement. Machines were back to where I originally would load them, and rode nice and smooth. It wasn't about trying to get more weight on the trailer, it was just more weight off the tail. But we shall see where the future goes with this trailer. I'm gonna hold on to it for now. But see you guys.